Yeah, well, it's life of a footballer. You don't like wake up and not want to go in. Like you wake up wanting to go in and get training and stuff. And yeah, it's a nice environment, especially over here. I like the Chadwell one because we get on really well with the coaches and everyone around the place. Yeah, so it's a good environment over here.
You've been used to living away from home from a young age, and with the JD Academy, what did that do for you in terms of homesickness and the life of a full-time footballer?
Yeah, well, I suppose it sort of got us used to living away from our mums and dads. Like, even though you're living with loads of your mates, like in the uni, but even though it was only 10 minutes away from my house, it was still out of the house, like, and it was good because we still went home at the weekends and stuff. So you still had a life, but it got you used to prepare to come over here. I've heard from before, like when you talk to like players who went across years ago, like it was like a big culture shock to them being over here, obviously. Especially in like London or something, when it's a lot different to Belfast. So yeah, it gets you prepared a bit more. There's a lot of ones from that academy that are over in England now, even Briggs with us now as well. He went there as well, so yeah, there's two of us out of it, yeah. We went in like the third round, so I think nearly every round apart from one we got drawn away, so we were up north all the time travelling, so yeah, it was hard, but it was a really good journey and I wish I could do it all over again. It's good, like, because I scored in front of the Arsenal end, so I got to give it a bit to them. Like, yeah, it was good. It was a good feeling, and at the start we were a bit nervous, especially when they scored. I was like, is this really happening? Because we'd beat them before that, and then we hadn't really been like down to them, so I was wondering if they were going to run all over the top of us. But yeah, we managed to pull it back and ended up winning the game pretty comfortably. Yeah, well, like, ever since I was a kid, like, even when I played for Glentoran and Linfield, like, I was always scoring goals, and that was my main thing. My main attribute was knowing where to be to put the ball in the back of the net. So, yeah, the Euros was a good experience. Like, unfortunately, I was suspended for the first game, but the next two, disappointing results, like, but I was happy enough to get my couple of goals in there as well. Yeah, obviously it's nice scoring for your national team, like, especially in like a big game like the Euros. I would love to play in that France game, because that France game, there was some atmosphere and stuff at it, like, so it would have been good. But yeah, I always like scoring for Northern Ireland, and I think I've got a decent enough record now. Yeah, we were disappointed not to qualify. Like, I know we had a lot of injuries and stuff, like PK and Forbes were injured as well, but even still, it was disappointing, but I think we had a good journey as a team, and I hope we fought for each other, and that's all you can really ask for. Sure, at that Jordan's time thing, Dale was at that as well, and so was Brody, Charlie Allen, and there's other ones as well. There was loads of other ones, so there's some top players that came through that Jordan's time thing, and yeah, there's some top players coming through for Northern Ireland, and I think in the future we've got a decently strong team. They've just made Mark Noble like the sporting director, so I see him most days, like, and we have quite a good relationship with him, and we get to speak to him. And obviously he's seen as like Mr. West Ham. So as much as there's pictures and all here, we always see people around the place, and it's a lot better seeing them in real life and getting to actually talk to them. There's loads of players like Carlton Cole and all, ex-players that are, and Kev Keane, our 18s manager, obviously, he can bring his own experience to this as well.
To be fair, I love it. Obviously, I'm just finishing off my third season with West Ham now. To be fair, I've enjoyed every minute of it. From the first day I walked in till sitting here right now, it's been unbelievable. Obviously, I came through the youth team, under 18s, 2 seasons there, and then this year I moved up to the under 21s. And to be fair, it's been a really different experience for me, between rubbing shoulders more with first team players, getting to train with them. It's definitely a bit of a step up, but nah, I'm loving every minute of it. West Ham, I wasn't expecting to do fair. I was thinking, nah, there's no way to take me way too big of a club. And then he says, "No, we're going to offer you a scholarship." So at that stage I was buzzing. Like, obviously coming up to COVID too, it was like right before lockdown hit or whatever, so it was perfect for me. I mean, it gave me something to look forward to. Obviously, whenever we were all locked up in our houses, like, wasn't it?
You're looking around at the walls right now and you can see, it'd be fair to say, some decent players there. West Ham has a history of producing these sort of players. Is that what you want for your future? Is the next to have your name up on that wall beside the likes of Frank Lampard and Carrick and stuff?
No, 100%. Of course, that's why you play football, to play first team football in the Premier League or whatever level it is. Obviously, well, lucky enough that West Ham are in the Premier League and stuff like that, but of course that's the dream. And as you see this year, I mean, even in the last couple of years, so many young boys that I've played with have made their debuts and stuff like that, so I think it gives you a bit of belief and hope that maybe someday you'll be able to make your debut as well. So no, I mean, it'll be unbelievable. You see everyone's signs up on the wall and you're just thinking, I'd love that to be me, obviously, because you'd love to come in here and see yourself, and I know sort of it'd be a proud moment. And then whenever the young ones come in here and train in the evening, they're like, "Oh, look, there's so and so up on the wall," and I know it'd just be nice if my name was up there too. So yeah, to be fair, it was unbelievable. Obviously, when the Youth Cup and stuff like that, and fortunately enough, I went to the game. I was at the semi-final and the final, and I was able to soak up the atmosphere with the boys. And I mean, it was, I don't know, I was sort of proud almost of them, like, because I've been playing with them for years, and then obviously, like, the majority of the boys I played with them last year in the under-18s, and we had obviously a really good season last year too, but I'm sort of proud and jealous at the same time, because I wish it was me playing there as well. But nah, I mean, it's unbelievable. Obviously, Briggs scored, Callum scored, PK had an unbelievable game, so nah, it's unbelievable for them, and so just so good for the club too. These days, like, you know, there are top players playing in England at the minute, and I mean, you just have to look at some of the players that are breaking through in Northern Ireland at the minute, like Shea Charles and stuff like that. I mean, he's an unbelievable player, and I feel obviously with us, our under-19s that qualified for the elite rounds of the Euros, I feel like there's so many talented players in there, and I don't know how long it's going to take or how many boys will break through in the coming years, but I feel like people in Northern Ireland should be excited about what's going to happen in the next few years. No, of course, I feel like playing for your country, representing your country would just be, I don't know, not too many people get to do it, so it would just be unbelievable. Like, especially hopefully getting to walk out with some of the boys that you've grew up playing with would be even better. But just for yourself on a personal level, I feel like can't really get much better. Walking out, representing your country, if you're in Windsor and all the fans were chanting for you and stuff like that and screaming for you, I feel like it'd just be unbelievable. I'm really excited about next season, to be honest, because I'm going to be 1 year older, hopefully 1 year wiser, and as I said, just so excited to get back training and back in the pitch, because I've been out for a long time.
So I started playing football when I was about 5 or 6, and then my dad brought me up to the local team at the Leisure Centre, Coleraine Leisure Centre. Then Stephen Carson at the time, who played for Coleraine, told my dad I should join Coleraine, and then there wasn't actually an age group for my age, so I joined the year up, and then I just played with Coleraine from like under 6s or 7s right through to the first team. It was mad, like the whole journey at Coleraine, because I didn't think I was gonna get through as soon as I did, but obviously Oren trusted me from whenever I was 16. I went away with him to Europe in pre-season and signed a contract in that summer, and then obviously got myself into the team around Christmas, just before Christmas, and then stayed in it right through the end of the season. So also don't think I'd be here without the time at Coleraine. And then it was obviously being a fan, because I went to all the games growing up, so it was special. And I've loved it, it's been unreal. I think I've been here like 9 months now. I've loved every day of it. Obviously we've had a good season winning the league and Youth Cup just from the start. We went away in pre-season. We went to Portugal, Czech Republic and Scotland. So I was away like my first month, and then since that I've just been here every day just training, but no, it's been good, yeah. Yeah, it was scary. I was very nervous for the game, to be fair, walking out. In the tunnel you could just hear the West Ham fans chanting, so it was very scary walking out, but I think once I got my first touch or two I was alright, and then obviously we went 1-0 down, but I think everyone kind of knew on the pitch that we were going to come back, so It was a special night, yeah, it was some result. Yeah, no, it's good, to be fair, obviously. Whenever I signed here, Callum was here, and then Forbes was here, and then Josh came a couple of weeks after me, so yeah, it's good having 4 of us here. Yeah, the camp out in Holland was unbelievable. Obviously we qualified, which I think a lot of people didn't expect us to. We drew with Holland, drew with Slovenia or Slovakia, and then beat Moldova, so that was special that night, and obviously the celebrations were unreal with the team injured and stuff, so that was unbelievable. But then I was gutted, as you said, to miss the actual elite rounds because I tore my calf, and I was out for like nearly 2 months, so yeah, I was gutted to miss that, and obviously they didn't get through, but yeah, no, it's good. Obviously, growing up, I was in the club and I set up until about under 14, under 15, and obviously we went and played a lot of tournaments, and you could tell we were like, not that we were a lot worse, but the standard was a lot higher when we played English academies or like foreign teams. But I think recently, like especially in that camp we were at in Holland, like we matched Holland equally when we played them. They didn't look that much better than us, and obviously we drew with them. And I think the 17s had a good camp whenever they were away, so it shows the levels increasing a lot, and that shows the amount of players that are playing over here as well and doing well. So I think the levels increasing a lot for players back home.
And is that something you hope to be a part of going forward? Is to keep going up the ranks?
Yeah.
Obviously next 21s and then seniors would be the goal.
Yeah, that's it. Obviously try to get in the 21s team and do well in it, and then hopefully get a senior international call-up sooner rather than later.
And then finally, I can't not ask you, but you went viral with a video that you had from the final. Talk us through that. Talk us through that and what happened.
Yeah, no, so we were all just celebrating in the changing room, and then obviously Dick and Nobes and stuff were all in with us, and then I just happened to be videoing like everyone else was, and then I put the camera on Dick, and then he come running in celebrating with us, and then I put on my Snapchat story, and then it just kind of blew up a bit. It was on like all them pages like Sport Bible, like millions of views, and all these TikTok accounts and stuff, and then yeah, I got a bit of credit for it. Yeah, no, I think that's what's good about here. Obviously, I think Cal was saying Nobes is around here like every day and trains with us a lot, so obviously it's very good to learn from him because he's played a stupid amount of games in the Premier League. And then Dick was obviously in the changing room in the semi-final and the final, just wishing us luck and congratulating us after, and he was there whenever we come off the pitch. Just saying well done and stuff, and he was delighted for us, so I think if there's anyone you want praise from, it'll probably be him.
Yeah, well, firstly I just started playing at a local club, and then I went to Glentoran. That was my first ever club, and then I stayed there a few years, and then moved to TW Braga, and then was there for another 2 years, 3 years maybe. Played up a year, and then I went to Green Island. Stayed there for a while. Went to the Super Cup with Green Island. It was a really good experience and stuff, and then got to move to Linfield, and then just progressed up through the age groups.
Add on top of that, you had the JD Academy.
Yeah.
How important was that for you in your development? You know, getting that full-time football and living away from home.
Yeah, it was massively important for my development. I think if I didn't have that level of coaching every day from Jim, Jared Little, Chris Lindsay, Andy Waterworth, I don't think I would be where I am today. Yeah, like I didn't really feel it at all. I think because we were in that routine of staying in the university, it was just a mirror image of when we came over to here, the digs. So yeah.
The size of Northern Ireland obviously is a small country, but yet we have 3 players on the pitch at the same time in an FA Youth Cup final.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Yeah, it was amazing. Like, I think it just shows how far we've come as a country. I think we're producing a lot more players. I think that's down to like the coaching and especially the JD Academy. And I think 4-1 it was at the time. It helped me. You know, didn't really get a bit of nerves. I was more excited to come on. And as soon as I walked up to the touchline, Kev said to me, "Go score for your first touch." And then I went in. It was a corner. Just seen the ball. Lewis whipped in a great ball in and just fell for me. And yeah, once it went in, I just couldn't believe it. Didn't even know how to celebrate. It was just the best feeling ever, especially to do it in front of all the fans. Just yeah, they were incredible all night. Yeah, it helps massively. I think even like holding on to games or trying to see out games and fighting to get back into games. Yeah, it helped a lot. I think especially against the Netherlands, we should have won that game. We were very unlucky, but I think that team spirit that we had helped us massively and will help in future games. It was unbelievable. It's always an honour representing your country. You know, I think having Sean Paul there as our manager was great help. He's a great manager, and yeah, I think we were very unlucky. I think we should have got at least 3 points, especially against Netherlands. England, we were very unlucky. Could have got a draw out of that game, and then the last game, I think Denmark were just very, very good, but I think it was a great team performance. Yeah, I think it just shows how far we've come, especially as that under-17s group. From last year to this year, we've improved so much, and just shows that we can compete with the top nations. Yeah, hopefully just keep pushing, get a pro contract.
hopefully go into the 21s first team, just keep progressing, and hopefully keep progressing with Northern Ireland as well. It'll be an honour to have my name on it. Obviously there's loads of big names and big players that are there, especially Rio Ferdinand, someone I look up to, so yeah, it'd be amazing to be on the wall like him.
And what's that like to have those names and that experience around the place?
Yeah, it's great having them around, you know, to tell you stories and what they were like when they were younger and stuff, and I think it's great to have them there, sort of look up to them and they sort of inspire you to be like them.